Welcome to the Colin McRae Flat Out video series. In this video we'll be taking a heavily damaged Subaru Legacy through the Welsh countryside in the 1991 British Rally Championship. So we're just on the start line of this scenario, which is the 1991 Wales Rally. So we've taken control of Colin's car with heavy damage to bodywork. The wheel geometry is slightly out, and we want to finish this stage without suffering terminal damage. Colin drove the Subaru Legacy in the British Championship. It was his first full-time factory drive. He actually, I believe, got paid to drive this car in the British Championship, which was sort of unheard of back then for a driver to be paid in the British Championship. It was Subaru's first, I believe it was the first rally car, certainly the first one from Pro Drive. The Legacy wasn't the most conventional looking rally car looks wise, but it was certainly very quick with the boxer engine, and it was following to Group A rules. Colin was very quick in the British Championship, although he had plenty of mishaps along the way. In Colin's usual style, he would go off the road and come back on and still win events, and he pretty much dominated the British Championship and won it on a few occasions with the Subaru Legacy. Most of you will be familiar with this Welsh stage that we are driving through from Dirt Rally 1 and the Dirt Rally 2 base game. So in real life, Colin was actually unable to finish this Welsh Rally in 1991 due to leaving the road. And it was a pretty tricky rally with tough conditions, weather conditions, slippy mud, and stages driven in the dark like this one. So our goal is to obviously reach the finish with the heavy damage. Just coming out of this hairpin now up to about halfway through the stage, and it's a tricky stage this, especially at night time, just trying to pick your way through the corners. A lot of the hidden crests and cambers sort of hide the road when the light's not shining particularly well off this car. I think you may be able to see at the odd time the lights are flickering with the damage that we're carrying as well, which doesn't make it easy to see. But we're making our way through the stage with a good pace, and we're currently fastest, I believe, so that's always what we want. So we're just coming through this section now where the windmills are. Sort of opens up a little bit compared to when you're in the forest under the trees, a bit faster, which can make it actually more difficult because you don't have as much reference for where the corners are and where you need to brake. It's a bit more blind, so you need to listen to your co-driver calls just that bit more. I think this corner coming up just now, I almost go off. just set the car up too early and had to make a correction and turn in again. The Subaru Legacy is definitely one of my favourite cars to drive in the game now. It's proper fun to drive. You can slide it around effortlessly into the corners and get a really good flow between each corner as well. We're just in the final 2 sectors now. You see we're coming over some bumpy parts with jumps. The lack of aero on these Group A cars means that they don't fly as well as some of the more modern rally cars. So you really need to set the car up correctly as you're taking off over these crests and jumps where the car's leaving the ground, so that you don't lose control and jump off the road effectively. So we're just coming around the final few corners now. I think we're going to achieve this scenario and pass it, no problem at all. And yeah, I think this was played on hard setting as well. Obviously you can go up to, as you see I made a mistake over the finish, you can go up to very hard if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more.